another show, and a great lineup for you this morning. We're going to be speaking with
our actual 210th episode.
Oh, you're counting? Okay.
Yes,
yeah, but who's counting? Only you.
And I'm sure somebody else is too.
All right, so we are going to be speaking with Veronica Julius of Sassy V Collectibles. She was here before a very long time ago, and she's coming back, so it's going to be great to catch up with her.
Oh, nice, nice. And of course, we also have Greg Phillip. He is of the Nevis Multi-Sport Association. So we have a great show lineup for you. Of course, maybe we have a game here and there. We have our loosen up, etc., but you have to stay tuned to know what's happening. Yeah. We begin now with the local news. This from Win Media. Fifth form students at the Gingerland Secondary School in Nevis received an opportunity of a lifetime when they visited the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank headquarters in Bird Rock, St. Kitts, just over a week ago. The team at the ECCB engaged students about the role and activities of various departments, including the Banking and Monetary Operations Department, the Currency Management Department, and the Corporate Relations Department. They also received a tour of the bank's library. The visit to ECCB was part of the Business Week activities of the Gingerland Secondary School. The tour aimed to give the students a better understanding of the overall operating of the bank, banking, business in general, and the importance of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to the financial landscape of the Eastern Caribbean countries. So that's a good thing.
Yes, most definitely so.
We didn't get these things when we were in school, you know. Do you sense a little jealousy?
I do. I actually do. And jealousy is monster, so we're not even going down that road.
We're not going to go down there.
We're continuing with the latest in local news. St. Kitts and Nevis to establish Elite Sports Academy and forge key international partnerships. This from SKNIS. Athletes from St. Kitts and Nevis stand to gain from the government's thrust to develop policies and programs that will help to open lanes of success on the local, regional, and international stage. The plan calls for establishing a sports academy and partnerships with overseas colleges and universities. The Governor General's deputy, Her Excellency Marcella A. Liebert, noted the importance of sports and sports development in encouraging a healthier population and increasing global attention for the Twin Island Federation during the delivery of the throne speech at the ceremonial opening of the Federal Parliament on Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. Her Excellency Liebert stated, quote, "In this regard, we will create a sports academy with an elite athletic training program, which will recruit, develop, and train the top athletes in the Federation to perform at a high standard to be able to participate in professional sports at an international level. Our government will develop partnerships with recruiters from top sports universities and scouting programs to bolster our position in the sports world." End quote.
That's very good.
It's phenomenal, actually.
Yeah. See, we didn't get those opportunities again.
I'm not even going down that road with you this morning. I'm sticking to the latest.
We continue now. The Nevis Department of Education receives 250 tablets from Winsong Foundation. This from Win Media. Junior Minister of Education in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Troy Liebert, confirmed the handing over of 250 tablets to the Department of Education, courtesy Winsong Foundation International. In response to the donation, the Honorable Troy Liebert stated in court, the devices will ensure that students are not disadvantaged due to access to technology, end quote. Winsong Foundation is a growing partner of the Department of Education Nevis. Over a year ago, in March 2021, the organization donated two 30-seater coaster buses to the Education Department. In November 2021, the Winsong Foundation donated a third coaster bus. Following the recent donation, the Honorable Troy Liebert expressed his gratitude to the Winsong Foundation. He said, in quote, "I take this opportunity to extend our sincere appreciation to the Winsong Foundation for the continued support of education on Nevis," end quote. The handover ceremony was held on Tuesday, October the 25th, 2022. In attendance were Permanent Secretary, Mr. Kevin Barrett, Principal Education Officer, Ms. Zanelia Claxton, Deputy Principal Education Officer, Ms. Londa Brown, as well as head teachers from the public primary schools on Nevis.
It's always great when you get those partnerships, and they've obviously donated quite a bit. So
250 is a lot. So kids, take care of them.
All right, we're moving on to a check of our local weather. It's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Currently, it is 82 degrees. And yeah, take a look at your hourly forecast. It hardly gets much lower than that. So it's going to be a very hot day. And obviously, throughout the week, we're going to be experiencing partly cloudy skies again. Pretty much static temperature, 85, 86 degrees the high. Enjoy it. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN.
Hi, if you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful, more than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We now continue with the latest in, that should be you, right? Why am I stealing your news?
I really don't know what's going on with you this morning. I guess because it has to do with Guyana, and you are really keen on things related to Guyana, but we're continuing nonetheless. Thank you, Cortencia, with regional news. Diwali motorcade stuns in Guyana. This from Loop Caribbean. Thousands of Guyanese were treated to the sight of wonderful floats at last night's Diwali's Motorcade 2022, hosted by the Guyana Hindu Dharmic Sabha. The motorcade ushered in the Festival of Lights. Exquisite creations adorned decorated and lit vehicles to parade along a route to the LBI community ground, rather center ground, where a cultural show was held and the floats gathered for judging. President of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, who was present at the event last night, wished the public a happy Diwali. Ali said he was pleased that the leadership of the Dharmic Sabha has kept this rich, outstanding tradition alive. President Ali noted 2 years ago today, there is much darkness that the world and Ghana overcame, and the celebration must include remembering those they have lost in the last 2 years as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, as many of them were members of the Dharmic Sabha and the Guyanese community. The president stated, quote, "We cannot forget that in the last 2 years, in our country, we went through 4 of our worst floods. We went through some of our greatest injustices, and I want to thank all of you, all Guyanese, who stood up like a lamp with brilliance in ensuring that justice, rule of law, and freedom, fundamental issues, were protected because of the way you stood up for justice. And I thank you on behalf of the people of Guyana," end quote. And by the way, you notice, apart from the way that we started this story, that I was so distracted by all of the lights as we were talking about Diwali that I was like, where was I in the text? So I apologize to our viewers if you detected that, but really it was a sight, definitely a sight.
The light sites. We continue now with international news. This from ABC News. Egypt's Prime Minister on Wednesday announced a £300, that's a $15.20 increase in the minimum monthly wage as average Egyptians suffer from soaring prices in recent months. In a news conference, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouleh announced the increase to 3,000 Egyptian pounds, over $152, up from 2,700 pounds, $137. It was the 4th increase in the minimum wage since President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi took office in 2014. It came as the government faces towering financial and economic challenges stemming from the coronavirus pandemic and the Russian war in Ukraine. The Prime Minister also announced an increase of £300 in the pensions and bonuses for civil servants. The government, he also said, will not increase electricity bills until June next year. It will also offer financial support to some businesses hurt by the global economic crisis to avoid furloughs, Madbouleh said. He did not elaborate. Madbouleh said some of the changes would take effect immediately, while others would have to be approved by Parliament. He said Wednesday's measures are meant to ease the burdens of Egyptians hurt by the current global economic crisis. Already middle class and poor Egyptians have suffered from the painful austerity measures in recent years since the government embarked on ambitious economic reforms. Any increases? A good increase?
Yeah, perhaps. Well, not perhaps, definitely.
Yes, especially for those who are at a disadvantage.
Absolutely right. Well, there you have it for the latest for today. We'll be back in a moment with the quote of the day and more. Stay tuned.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you.
And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16, and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me no inna that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16, and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me no inna that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
It is time for another edition of the Quote of the Day. So today's quote comes from a man known for his nonviolent movements, peace-seeking affirmations, encouragement of service to humanity, and living humbly with others. That man is Mahatma Gandhi. He once said, quote, "A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people." What comes to mind when you think of culture, Cretencia?
What comes to mind when I think of culture? Oh my gosh. What makes people of a country stand out? Because every country has its own culture. Because in my country, we have 6 different races. Well, my original country, because I have a lot of countries. We have 6 different races, and each of them have their own culture. So we're a melting pot of cultures in GT.
So you're multicultural.
6 races, wink, wink. Multicultural, yeah.
Alrighty. All right. When I think of culture, and I probably said this before, when I think of culture, it's just simply put the way of life of a given people. So whatever those elements are that you could identify to say, well, you know, this is part of your culture, quote unquote, then you would get that because it's distinct. Although it's similar depending on or history as well, because you might find some similarities, but definitely there are those distinct points.
Because a lot of the Caribbean islands, including mine now, has carnival. We never had carnival. We had a Republic celebration, but no. I guess the carnival fever is catching on, so almost all the islands have carnival. So awesome. I would say that would be the one thing we all have in common, carnival. Because it's, even if it's French, it's Spanish, it's whatever, it's still costumes and us dressing up and, you know, moving our waists, yes.
Oh, I see. That's what it is. You're not talking about going to the dump, right? Okay, gotcha.
No, not that way.
All right. So what is a favorite thing about St. Kitts and Nevis culture?
My favorite thing of St. Kitts and Nevis culture, I would have to say, as I said earlier, conch fritters. That is my favorite thing. Because everywhere I go on the island, every restaurant, I want to try their conch fritters. I go to Nevis, I do the same thing.
All right, I see. It's interesting for me because when I think of culture, although I gave a very simplistic definition, it's still so very difficult to define. If I were to linger on the way of life of the people, however, the way of life of any people, I would say one of the things that I like about our culture and the thing that is missing is that level of interaction with people in the community, strangers, the courtesy that we once displayed, the greetings that we once used to give. You know, you couldn't go anywhere without saying good morning or good afternoon to people. That was normal to do, and now it just seems like we've become so far removed from that that everybody seems to be a stranger even if they're not. And so it's weird for me.
Because in these days and time, the community no longer raises a child.
But even so, I find that it's not just that, but it's the way that some of the older people in the community, and I would say that I'm part of that now, I guess, because other people, there's a younger generation. But the way that the older people in the community sometimes interact with the young people, that it seems as though there might be missing proper examples, proper patterns of behavior that they can then emulate to say this is what normalcy is, this is what it looks like, this is what is normal. And I feel like we're losing that a little bit. I've heard the argument, you can comment on this of course, but I've heard the argument that because of globalization, because of technology, and because everything is available right now at the touch of a button, that a lot of our culture seems to have been eroded by appreciation of other cultures. And I don't know necessarily how I feel about that, whether it is true, whether it's not, because I appreciate the fact that there is this balancing act that we have to perform. There are advantages and there are disadvantages. But I think that for the most part, it is possible to retain those elements of our culture that define us. What do you think?
I think it is, but I would agree with the fact that our culture is becoming somewhat Americanized, especially amongst the younger children. That's why it is up to us, the elders, to teach them our culture and what is important to us here and not what they see on TikTok and do from TikTok. Because you realize everything they do now is Americanized, because we don't have TikTok in the Caribbean. That did not originate in the Caribbean. Let me say it that way. So, So they are copying a bit.
It depends though, because I think with the advent of technology as well and the things that we can do, not only can we be consumers of other people's culture, but we can make other people consumers of our own. Because I think that there are people who are looking for things that are authentically Caribbean, different from their cultures.
But we don't. I think, right? And no offense to anyone, tourists, don't take me seriously on this one. But for persons that are visiting our shores, we shouldn't have burgers and fries available. We should have everything authentically Kittitian and Nevisian. So something that they can get at any point or eat at any point, we shouldn't have that available. Everything should just be local. So they can come, immerse in our culture and go and say, yes, I had this from St. Kitts. Because you bet in between them being here, although they're going to eat some Kittitian food, burger and fries are going to be ordered somewhere in that vacation.
Well, that's the thing, though. So it depends, again, on how you market it, how successful you're, because you would appreciate that a lot of the establishments that might actually default to, local cooking or whatever, might not necessarily have the funds to, say, advertise as well as, the others who do that. And it might actually be cheaper to do that, unfortunately. So if you're looking at the cost of it, as opposed to the authentic nature of what you're getting, which is still very important, there might be a trade-off. But I do take your point. I think that we ought to have some sort of wonderful, hopefully I'm not coining anybody's term here, maybe I'm coining a new term, Kittitian village or something like that, where things that are authentically Kittitian, even if you have it provided by vendors. By the way. And we will know that's where we go. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. But to the point of amalgamating cultures, which is basically the mixing of cultures, do you think that produces a different culture altogether? You said you came from a multicultural place. Did you find that elements of other cultures infused into those that were initially separate?
Yes, because curry and roti is native to the Indians. But the blacks, everybody makes curry and roti in Ghana. No matter what race you come from, everybody make it. They may not make it the way the Indians make it, but it's still considered curry and roti. So we do take each other's culture, like pepper pot. That comes from the Amerindians, the indigenous people to Guyana. Everybody in Ghana make pepper pot, Indian, everybody. So yeah, it's a mixture of stuff.
And definitely you with your black noodles. Yesterday you
that
said...
was a mistake.
You said
now you're not
black
gonna let me live
noodles.
that down, you. No, but yeah, everybody cooks chow mein too, and chow mein came from Asia, the Chinese. Because the Indians came from Asia too, but the Chinese. So you see, fried rice, Chinese. Everybody in Ghana cooks fried rice. Every race in Ghana cooks fried rice. As I said, be it different, but it's the same thing. But we try to emulate it like or make it exactly like the Chinese would.
Which is interesting because if somebody's growing up in Ghana now, and they might not necessarily appreciate the origins of that, that's what's going to be part of their culture, authentically Guyanese. All of those things that are already infused. And so to that point, I suspect that a lot of the things that we term our culture now are things that have been changed as well, because culture is really dynamic. That's one of the things that we didn't say before, but it changes as the way of life of the people changes.
Look at Diwali. Diwali is a predominant Indian celebration. But you can find us blacks standing on the side, or if the Indian neighbor pass over a piece of the parasol or something, we partaking in the culture. They pass over some bar or something over the fence, the nice fudge or the 7 curry. We eating, right? So we mixing and we participating in the cultures.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And what about experiencing cultures in other countries? You mentioned tourism before. So do you think that we get that? You travel a lot. Do you get that, are you, how do I say it, immersed, that's the word, in that culture? Do you spend enough time figuring out what
I
that culture
do,
is?
and as I said, when I go to those places, I eat what is authentically to them, even though I may not like it, but I try it, so I eat it. Because I'm like, I can find burgers at home, I can find this at home, I can get chicken curry at home. No, I want what is authentically that. Like when we went to Paris, they had this nice little soup, but in the middle of the soup had this ball, and when you busted the ball, raw egg was running out. That's their cuisine, right? But I ate it. And I tried my best not to, be like, oh, I'm not accustomed to this. But I tried that because that's what's authentic to Paris.
So you're open to experiencing new cultures.
Yeah.
And again, I love that you say that, because there's that balance again. You can try it. You don't necessarily have to practice it.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that we're exposed to, and then it becomes part of us. And I guess that's just par for the course.
Yeah, and it makes sense because we don't live in those places. So why not eat everything authentically them? So just in case if you never make it back there, that's my philosophy.
Oh, really?
In case if you never make it back there, at least you would have eaten what's native to them.
Well, that's Hortensia's advice to you. I'm just going to tell you that we'll be back in a moment with more GMS SKN. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Oh, come here!
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Our first guest today is Veronica Julius, owner of Sassy V Collectibles, here to tell us about the details of her upcoming event, Sip, Shop, Be Inspired. Good morning, Veronica. Welcome back to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you for having me back again.
Our pleasure always. So tell us about your Sip and Shop, Be Inspired event. What is it all about?
So this event is a showcase of Sassy V Collectibles. We have a line that I am line, which is we have to inspire people to be bold. It's about self-care, it's about self-love, it's about confidence, and we wanted to bring that out a little bit more. So we decided why not we do a shopping event, but more than just shopping, we want to inspire people when they leave.
Nice.
So the inspired part, we are going to have motivational speakers. We are going to have about 3 motivational speakers. One speaks on the mind, the body, and the soul.
Nice.
And we also have dancing, we have live music. I mean, it's a whole cocktail event. That's something totally different than what we normally do.
Okay.
What's normally out there. But when you leave filled, ready to follow your dreams, ready to go back to school. So it's an all-around venture that is for your whole body. Everything.
Good stuff, good stuff.
All right, so is this the first event hosted by Sassy V Collectibles?
Actually, no, we did one. We did an Evolve event in 2020, which was really good. And it was a learning experience to go into this, what I didn't know, because I have a team, but it's a lot of ideas. You have to put everything together, and I still have to make every single thing, every single bag, every single t-shirt I still have to do. So it's a tiring thing, but I'm super excited for people to come out and to see what we have and come out to be inspired, to be empowered.
Okay. You mentioned your speakers. Can you tell us, without giving away too much, who they are?
Okay, so one of our speakers is Kamla.
Okay.
You might know her. She was Social Security, but she does a little bit of motivational speaking. Okay. And she's all about self-care. She's all about looking nice, taking care of yourself, being bold, being confident. So when I chose her, I was like, I like her movement. I like that she's into be you,
yes.
Be you, unapologetically you. And then we have Andrea James of 3C's Counseling that we speak more about mental health, a little bit about mental health. About, especially as women, we hold on to everything. We hold on to everything. Man, too.
Do I know that? I was just wondering where I jump in here. Is it safe?
It's safe.
It's safe. Okay,
it's safe to jump in. And then we have Natalia. I can't pronounce her last name, but she is about energy. Okay. She's about vibration. The energy that you bring in the room, your vibration. She's about manifestation. So we have something that appeals to everyone, and everything is for everyone.
Okay, I have a follow-up question to that. Why did you decide at this event to fuse motivation with sipping and shopping?
Because, because Sassy V Collectibles is really, it's not just about the bags that we make, the jewelry that we make, but we're about self-care, we're about empowering women. So it was easy to just fold and put everything together.
Okay, nice.
So how did you come up with the specific lineup of speakers? Why did you choose these people?
I don't even know,
At least you're honest.
I like that one.
I wanted it to be specific, mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
And I met Natalia at a Lux event, and we just fused, Nice. I like her energy, she liked mine, and then she invited me a time to a yoga session, which it was really good. And I'm an overthinker. I just think about everything. I just sleep and think. And it was such a refreshing that you could find some people that, could help motivate you, especially as a young businesswoman, to motivate you. And then, when I used to have a lot of self-esteem issues about myself, and this is why the I Am Land came in. That to inspire persons like me, who sometimes afraid, I'm afraid of the camera.
I could never tell. I'm glad to hear that part.
And with Kamla, sometimes she would say, Monica, girl, you could do it. Monica, she likes to say, I like a mirror. I'm always in a mirror because I love myself. So I thought that would be a really good combination. And then with Andrea James, she's my therapist anyhow too. So what I learned about myself and mental health and taking care of myself, taking care of my needs, that will make me better to take care of my children and my business. So I was like, it was a really good, and it's people that I network with that I know also that could bring, I think that it could really bring out the best in all of us. So I'm really excited for it to come together.
Yeah, you mentioned having a counselor. For most people to have a counselor, you're going crazy, etc., etc. You know the local thing. Why is it important to have a counselor for somebody who may be watching that wants to do it but is afraid of the stigma attached to it?
I think for me personally, from the things that I went through as a child and growing up, and I had a daughter young. I had a daughter at 18, and sometimes you just want somebody that you could talk to, you could express yourself without judgment. Yes. I could go to a friend and say, well, I'm going through this with a boy, and you just done with he, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they wouldn't give you the correct advice.
But then to have somebody to listen to you.
Yes.
And then could advise you.
Yes.
And she's not going to tell you, go out and do this. But, she listens to you and then she asks you questions so you can question yourself and ask yourself. Indeed. So I really appreciate that. But so for me, going to therapy, it helps. I do it. Sometimes I just call on the phone. Sometimes you just want somebody that you could really talk to in confidence.
Yes.
And someone who you could really just open up yourself to, because sometimes it's so hard just to be open to people. So.
Okay. Good reason.
All right, so let's talk again about Sassy V Collectibles and the places where people can purchase tickets. Places.
Okay, so you can get your ticket at Blush Cosmetics. Blush is one, we decided to do a vendor this year, and Blush is one of our go-to persons all the time. We are networked together. We support each other. So we decided why not add a vendor, and I just buy all my lipstick from her. She got the best lipsticks.
Nice.
So she's going to be a vendor there, so you can come and you can get anything from Blush Cosmetics also.
Nice.
And then we have Swag and Sway. Our tickets are at Swag and Sway, and also at Latorious Fashions. Okay. And these persons are also sponsors for our event. These are people that just believe in my vision and what I want to do. As I say, it's not just about that, it's about confidence. It's about when you walk in the room, you're confident. It doesn't matter that my style and your style is not the same. Exactly. My style might be a little bit weird and yours. It's about when you walk in the room, you're confident, you feel yourself, you love yourself, and that's what it's all about.
Nice.
All right, great. I gotta say, your shoes are killing me. Your shoes are killing me.
I am not even a bag person, actually.
You're not a bag person and you rock the bag so well? So you like shoes, not bags?
Yeah, I don't even like clothes. I can put on the same thing. But I am a shoe lover. I love shoes.
Nice. I see here the tickets include a complimentary glass of wine and a gift. Any hints on the gift, or you want to keep that secret?
No, you can't, no. Okay. You got to come. But with the event, it's when you buy your ticket, you automatically, when you come to the gate, you get a gift bag from Sassy Collectibles that has in Sassy Collectibles goodies.
Okay, nice.
Also, you get your complimentary glass of wine. We will have finger foods. We can have a treat table, and we also have a cash bar that you can buy if you want something a little bit.
Yes, understood.
Stronger, you can buy at the back. But we have little things that you could eat. I think the guys said, we have shrimp fingers and all kind of different kind of things that you could enjoy. And one of our sponsors, Bloom, she's been doing the treat table.
Oh, the cupcakes.
So we have cupcakes. I don't even know what she's doing. I tell her, take the crate. Be as creative as she wants to be.
Nice.
And so it's going to be a really good event. I am so thankful for all the persons who going with me on this journey of this event. Because doing these things are really risk, and when you ask for a sponsor, they are risking their hard-earned money.
Yes.
But I am so thankful for those that believe in it and decide they want to be a part of it.
Okay. So did you see Sassy V this far?
At first, because we are 7 years old, actually.
Oh, congrats.
We are 7 years old, but at first, I really used to want to be behind, not really want to be. But after COVID changed my mindset in how I should do business. And then I had a business coach, Tamu Brown, that taught me that I had to step up my box. I had to do the things that I needed to do to really grow. So this is just a tip of what's to come.
Nice.
I've got to ask for hints as to what we're going to be shopping for when we come.
Oh my God.
Because you've got to whet the appetite. You're here. You've got to whet it.
Well, we have our motivational T-shirts. We have our journals. We have a few different designs of journals, from self-care to manifestation. And we also have all brand new bags, different textures, different colors. And I just tell my customers I stop the one-of-a-kind bag. But
I remember you said that. You said you were doing that, doing one-of-a-kind. You stopped.
You didn't stop. I didn't stop.
Wow.
So when you come at the event, majority of the bags are one-of-a-kind. So it's one. They have some that has two.
Okay.
Most of them is one-of-a-kind. So when you go town and you go anywhere, is you want at the bag.
Oh, okay, nice. So can you just remind us of the ticket prices, the event location, and the starting time?
So the event is this Saturday at Creole Restaurant. The ticket is $125, and you get your complimentary glass of wine, you get your gift bag, and then you shop and you experience and you network, and you're just gonna have a grand time.
Nice.
Now, after the event, because obviously you had a vision going into the event, let's talk about after. What is your hope for impact after the event? People who come.
I didn't think what I know. I think about everything else and forget. But I want people to leave being empowered.
Nice.
And it's not just for women, it's for men also. So, we have something for the men. I think we have a new design. I'm linking with another designer who does T-shirts for guys. So we're going to have T-shirts for guys. We have journals for guys. But we want to talk about
Any merce? Any merce for the guys?
Huh?
Any merce? Man purse? No? Okay. So you have to start working
Your
on the merce,
expression
right?
says it all.
Listen.
We're on the same wavelength. You see that energy? She's out of the loop right now.
Merces are
so
hot.
much.
Think about it, hon.
But our men are strange.
Yeah, they don't want to wear a merce. Just throw the merce across your shoulder.
I'm not even here for this conversation.
Most men are strange, but men for me, because I've been asked a lot of times by guys and customers, who come and buy things for their women. What about the men? Yeah. But we are really a women's company, but we decided to link with this other designer, brand new come up thing to do some men's shirts. So we'll have men's shirts. And then we started a line of men journals because I've been asked about that also. So, we tread in there a little, but it won't be too much because we're really a women's company.
And can I ask you if you will divulge the name of that up-and-coming designer?
No.
Well, I could ask you, but you're not doing it. If Hortensia asks
I'm not sure if he's ready for that either.
Oh, I
I'm not
see
sure.
what's going on.
I'm
Okay,
not
well,
sure.
when he is, you're going to give us the details, and we'll see if you can get in touch with him.
Okay.
So I'm putting that out there.
I'm gonna ask him. We'll see.
All right. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And don't forget to work on the MERS. We need the man purse.
Did somebody say something? All right. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Hi. If you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Artificial intelligence. What is it? How does it play a role and impact our lives? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the enhancement of machines or robots to demonstrate intelligence previously only displayed by humans and animals. So what is meant by this? Is this something that we should readily embrace? And does it support the furtherance of humans? And if so, is this in a good way or not? Or is this some far-right attempt to annihilate humans as seen in many sci-fi movie depictions? And that's really what some people who don't understand what AI is have to say. So, question is, should we be scared or should we be excited? And could this be seen as a scary endeavor on the one hand, or on the other hand, as one of the most exciting technological pursuits of mankind? Where do you stand, Cortencia?
I don't know, boy. I'm one of the conspiracy theorists. They're trying to annihilate us.
Yeah. Because I have... Yeah, go ahead. I thought you were finished.
Go ahead.
No, please do.
No, you go ahead.
Wow, we're being so polite here, and there's nobody to referee us today. All right, so here's what we've got going on here. Where do I stand with it? I think that AI is really good. I think it helps us to develop better. What I think is, you hear that cry of they're going to take our jobs from the people who are not moving with the times, the people who are not necessarily skilled.
Yes.
And I'll give you this much insight into a little bit of my personality. I thought, well, if a machine is going to replace somebody, it's not going to be me. I'll be programming the machine.
So you see, it works for you. It works for you.
It was just one of those things.
Yeah, but
understand. You know.
But for us, for those of us who are not interested in programming those bots or the machine, what work will we have?
But think about it, because we're thinking about it on the one hand as a negative thing, and there are many advantages that we can gain from it. Think about, let's say, a home care assistant. If you can't move around, if you can't get something for yourself, if you're older, but there is this, being or this robot that can actually do that for you, it's trained to do that. It's programmed in a way effectively that if your blood pressure goes down, it's going to tell you, hey, you need to check or take your medication or call, those sorts of things. I mean, there are many advantages.
Okay, fair enough.
What about this one, Cortencia? Can you imagine a machine being able to perceive images, to make decisions, and even recognize speech?
Can I imagine? I'm sure that machine is in existence already, so I won't even say I'm going to imagine. It's probably in existence. So as you rightfully said, we are heading there, or we are all probably halfway there already. So, yeah.
I told you before, one of the scientists that I'm most fascinated by is a scientist called Dr. Ray Kurzweil, and he had this book, I think it was a theory of his, but it was written anyway, called The Singularity. When you think about what that is, I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but when you think about what that is and how exciting it is.
So why are you not going to tell us? Maybe
it's whetting your appetite. We're talking about AI. It should whet your appetite enough. All right, so today we will be talking about AI and having fun creating artwork based on the interpretation of AI. So let's learn more about artificial intelligence first by looking at this video by, is it Kai Campus or KI Campus? Kai Campus.
What exactly is artificial intelligence? We speak of AI when computer systems perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. This includes, for example, recognizing images, making decisions, or engaging in dialogue. To do this, the AI systems must be equipped with knowledge and experience. This can be achieved in two ways. You can program each individual instruction so that the machine solves the task step by step. This is comparable to a cooking recipe or assembly instructions. Alternatively, you can use programs that learn from data themselves. This enables them to detect relevant information, draw conclusions, or make predictions. This is known as machine learning. We all have probably dealt with AI at some point in our lives. When we watch films, listen to music, or shop online, AI gives us recommendations about what we might like. AI is capable of converting spoken language into text and translating it into other languages. AI is a central component of robotics. Robots make our everyday lives easier or take on strenuous activities. Self-driving vehicles recognize their environment through AI and can react to it. AI is becoming increasingly important within medicine. It supports doctors when diagnosing diseases. Also, more and more patients use AI-based apps for initial diagnosis. In the educational sector, AI helps to individualize learning activities, for example, on digital learning platforms. AI is becoming increasingly important. Once we understand how AI works, we can better gauge where it can support everyday activities at home and at work, and where we would rather make our own decisions. AI will not replace humans, but it is getting better and better at supporting us. For this, we need an AI-competent society.
What are your thoughts, Hortensia?
What are my thoughts? The direction that we're heading in is a must, and I like the only thing I'm concerned about though is when, how should I? No, I have the word malfunction. Because what if the car doesn't stop when there is an obstacle? Say a train is passing. Let's go to the worst scenario, and the car is crossing, and it did not pick up that train as an obstacle, and you don't have the time to get out of. I don't know. I want to be positive, but I still have to think about the negatives. The fact that a human being is not at the helm of control, it bothers me.
But then you have to question whether or not that is actually true, considering that in, I guess, most instances, obviously we've got machine learning, but really the origin of the programming comes from humans.
Yeah, it
so
does.
that error could either be built in, or you could, I guess, program the machine itself to better itself and detect things that you can't even detect.
But I've seen movies where the instructions are being given to the robot from the human, like to stop what they're doing, and they still continue.
They're called bugs. Anyway.
So I have that fear. I have that fear.
Yeah, but that's done to sensationalize the whole thing. You realize that. That's really what it is. I mean, you wouldn't watch a movie when it just does
because
everything.
Soon robots will be doing surgery. If I have to do a surgery, Jamie, I won't do a surgery because I'll be concerned if they're going to be cutting the right thing.
But why would you be? Because you've got data. It's like you've informed. It's like you're putting inputs,
I get that.
quote unquote, into the device.
I am just on the malfunction end of. I'm afraid of that part.
The more you know, the more comfortable you will be with it, because this is a discipline.
Yes.
And it's getting perfected more and more. And we get the benefits of it anyway, realistically. And even when we don't notice it.
Yeah.
So AI is being used in many areas of our lives, and some may not even know, as I just said, right, that they're using AI.
Like Alexa.
So here are some examples. Please don't say, oh, I don't have her today. By the way, Alexa, true story. I've brought my Amazon device, and I've made the mistake of saying Alexa in here, and literally when we're on air, she perks up. I'm like, please take her outside. So it's one of those things. You guys have never heard her, thankfully, but yeah, she's not here today. I expected her to respond to you. So you're absolutely right. Alexa, virtual assistants, right? So Siri, Alexa, etc. They're there. What else do we have?
We have Google Translate for speech recognition. And I know that because sometimes when I have Spanish clients and I don't know the word or they don't know the English part, they go on their phones, they say whatever, translate, and I'll be like, oh, okay, that's what they're saying. Yeah. So those parts I'm grateful for. I'm just afraid for the bigger ones.
You're not concerned that your translator is going to give you the wrong word and then you start a fight? You know, as in a movie? I'm kidding.
No, and I get that. No, I'm not. Because if I look at it, I can retranslate it in Spanish and say, this is what, and then they will say whatever. So then, yeah. So that can work. But the vehicle, I'm scared. And the surgery.
What are you scared of?
The surgery bot. And
I love the surgery bot. I love that. That's great.
I still have to build up.
Here's the thing. You appreciate the fact that if something is programmed well, you take out the human error, or at least you reduce the human error component that goes into, well, if this were a person, it wouldn't necessarily be operating on data or reacting to it because there's so many other things, external factors that could affect the decisions that are taken. So in a way, that's taken out of it. And you're dealing with the signs. You're dealing with
Okay.
what you've already programmed the thing to look for.
Okay,
right?
you're
react
trying to convince me. I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
here's the fun part, right? Online games like chess or checkers, where you play against the computer, or like I do, I play Scrabble and so on against the computer. And yeah, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I always try to learn from the machine itself. So it works.
Yeah. And the auto-generated response on email, and even recently WhatsApp. Yes. There's these two C's. Do you know the meaning of it? I was supposed to research it, but I didn't.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, you sent a message. You sent a message. You sent the message. It has two ticks, but there's these two C's. So it looks as though the message is waiting to get there.
Okay.
I don't know. You can check it.
Okay,
It
I'll check.
recently, it's not been up more than a few days.
Okay, well, if I sent you a message and I want to know if you've checked it, I kind of go to delete it to see if it allows me to delete it for everybody after a certain amount of time. Although that
Yeah,
may or
because the
may not work.
messages are going through pretty fast.
Yeah.
The other day, a message was sent. I sent the wrong thing. I thought I got an opportunity to delete it, but the person answered me back on the message that I thought I.
So let's get this right. You, the human, sent the wrong thing, which a machine might not. I'm kidding. All right. Just say. I keep putting it out there.
You
All right.
see what I mean? If I can make the error, the machine can make the error. And the fact that it's human, we all make errors.
So we obviously talked about the forms of AI that we use. So let's go again. Here's where we're going to have some fun. You guys get to watch us have some fun again. So we will be prompting an AI art generator with 3 phrases. So we've got those 3 phrases, and well, we've got 3 phrases each. Let's put it that way. So 6 phrases all together. And we'll be choosing a style for the AI to create the artwork. This is going to be interesting. All right. So
I think I'm lost.
let's give it our name, right? Well, we can do our name. Okay, so let's go with Jamie. And I get to choose the art style. Can I do HDR? All righty.
Something funny.
And then I get to choose. Oh, well, it's creating right now. Seems like it's creating, so we'll just wait for it. Whoa. This is me in my other life, right?
Rico Suave.
When I was born in Turkey.
Yeah,
Right.
or Afghan. It's giving me a little Afghan vibe.
Giving you Afghan vibes?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I know that guy, actually. He's in my family. Before slavery was a thing.
Oh my God, you're a mess. You are a mess.
Just kidding around. All right, just kidding around entirely.
So what are you waiting for it to do?
Well, that's the thing. I think we've got, okay, so he has that name. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something, so we've styled him. Okay, that's fine. I've taken the styling. Do you want to turn? I guess. Yeah, so you're going to get one.
So should I use my alias?
I have no idea. You can use whatever you want.
Okay.
You've got a lot of them now. There's
What is
one.
it, a mad midget?
That's what you called yourself yesterday, so it works.
So I'm going to go with KO. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want llama. Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Something about llamas get me.
Is that you? That looks like you. Okay. That's what you did to yourself? Awesome. In another world, that would be you?
Yeah. I guess I'm going to be replaced eventually. So I'm going to be a block of shiny stuff. See? Shiny matches me. Look at that. See? It even has the color that I have on today. My shiny blue. Yeah.
So effectively, you came from, well, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to say.
A diamond.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. We'll take
Yes.
it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. So these kind of things are fun. I've had experience using, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you've created like these avatars or these videos and you put your animations into it.
Mhm.
And they're really good now because you can record yourself speaking. And the mouth of the thing moves like you. So I've created a scene and it literally is in there with my voice doing all these things, moving just like me. I'm like, wow, this is so great. I actually had a couple of clips that I downloaded.
You know, when I recognize a few movies like Avatar. That's a whole AI movie because the people are moving. What's the name again? Oh my God, Coldplay. Their song "Adventures of a Lifetime." That's a whole AI movement again, moving like apes and yeah. So we really see AI is taking over.
Moving like apes, AI.
Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not gonna say.
No, but they literally have to practice, like move.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
But you get it, right? Yeah.
I was just thinking about the artificial intelligence part, and humans moving like apes is the intelligent part. That's why I said there's a joke in there somewhere. In any event, this is where we are. Yeah, we're finished with this.
Yeah, with AI. I'm a diamond. You are Afghani or a Iranian or something.
Can we get some artificial intelligent life form to take us to commercial? How are we going to do this? What are you guys going to have for us now? Okay, what are we going to do? Surprise me. Surprise me. Take us to the break. There it is.
Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Shake. Drop to the ground and take a little cover under a table or strong furniture. Kneel. Bend your head close to your knees. Hold on to a table leg or desk, please. Hands behind your head, protect your neck with your arm. Face away from windows, you must understand. If you don't have a shelter to hang on to, remain in a place till the shaking's through now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave tsunami, wave tsunami, wave tsunami. Move away from doorways, windows and shelves. Heavy objects could drop. You could damage yourself. Cabinet and bookcases may also fall. Like fixtures and objects mounted on the walls. And if caught outside, find an open space. Debris from buildings may fly in your face. Kneel or sit on the ground. Cover your head and remember every word that I say. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Drop. Everybody now. Drop. I wanna see you now. Cover your head. Cover your head. Drop. Say everybody now. Tsunami. I want you put up all your hands. Tsunami. I want you put up all your flags. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Yeah. Tsunami. Do not go home without permission. Stay and wait for help and instructions. Do not go down by the seat to watch the action. Just to talk about what has happened. In science lab, chemicals may drop. Exit only after shaking has stopped. Do not panic, everything will be fine. Don't use the phone line at this time. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Drop, cover and hold. Stay in control. Drop, cover and hold. Don't panic. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Shake. Let me see you shake like earthquake now. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami. Wave. Tsunami.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Endurance multi-sport race consisting of swimming, cycling, and running over various distances. The 20th edition of the Nevis Triathlon is set to take place on Saturday, the 5th of November. Greg Phillip, president of the Nevis Multisport Association, is here to tell us about it. Good morning, Greg. Welcome to Good Morning SKN. Our pleasure. And I was supposed to give you a compliment on that smile. It's a winning one.
Well, thank you. It's never too late to do that.
Right. So 20 years is a long time, a very long time.
Yes.
How did this triathlon initially come to be?
Well, it didn't start with me. It started way back with Winston Crook, and Winston started it with some friends way back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001. I mean, we're a bit off because, the pandemic had us on hiatus for a couple of years. But, it started out very small with just a few people, lots of students from the Ross University over the years joined and participated. And then, we began to get people from overseas, mostly from the Caribbean islands at first, and then it grew into a major international event where we had lots of people from the UK, from North America, and of course, other islands in the Caribbean, and that really made it something special.
Well, that's a great marketing, by the way, I have to say, because the fact that it's known, all over. It's great.
Yeah, and as time progressed, what we did was really began to look at this as an opportunity to enhance sport tourism in St. Kitts and Nevis and to get more visitor arrivals coming for sport. And, it's a participatory sport, and it's one of the sports around the world that people really travel for and love to travel to participate in.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so there are two distances. I'm going to try to say the first one, try. I think that was the first
You're
one.
correct.
And Nevis 37. Am I saying that correctly?
Let me explain that one. The try is really what it says it is. It's TRY. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to try a triathlon.
Okay.
So it's a shorter race that we have designed mostly for children and adults who never did a triathlon before. It's for beginners and children. So if any of you want to show up and race against kids and then brag about how you won the triathlon, it's a great opportunity to do that. Don't worry, we won't tell anybody that it's 5-year-olds that you beat.
That's a big disadvantage, though.
It's a great selling point, right?
No, but hey, a win is a win. Doesn't matter.
Indeed.
So we have the try, and then after that we also have you said it's a Nevis 37. That's a name that we had for that one because it basically the bike course circumnavigates the entire island of Nevis, and when you add that the distance around Nevis plus the distance that you would have swum plus the distance that you would have ran, it would come up to about 37 kilometers in total.
Wow, okay. Now that one, definitely try would be me.
Yes.
Not
me
sure about
too.
the 37.
Yeah. 37 will be when we get more advanced from the try, right?
Yes. So no problem. Everyone has to start from somewhere, and that's why we do it, because it's a great opportunity to have some fun with it.
Indeed. So where's the starting point for the triathlon?
Well, it all happens at Orly, on the beach at the Orly Beach Resort. So we have what in triathlon you have what you call a transition point, because that's the point where essentially you get back to after every leg of the race. So you'll swim, exit the water, and get back to that point on the beach at Orly, where you'll of course take off your swim goggles, and you'll get your bike, your helmet, and your shoes, etc., and get on the bike right around Nevis, and then you come back to that same exact location, where you'll rack your bike, put your bike back, and get your shoes, etc., your running shoes on, and then run. And then when you finish, you're finishing in the general area on the beach at Orly. So we moved to Orly. We used to have it in Charleston. We moved to Orly a few years ago, just before the last event, which was 2019. We moved it over to Orly because it's a much better location aesthetically, and because we have plans to really grow it into something much more significant than it is now. We felt that location was much better and much more convenient for the future, based on what we have planned, and given that we used to do it in the middle of Charleston. So everything basically happens at Orly, and what we're trying to do, if I can go on, sorry, I talk.
Yes, please.
Yes,
go ahead.
What we're really trying to do is mark this as the return of triathlon to Nevis, and the return being what happens now after the pandemic. It is back. This is our rebuilding, the start of the rebuilding, so to speak, because we really want to put the wheels on this and grow it into something that's more significant than it has been. So we have with us again. There's a sport event company out of Wales in the UK. They're assisting us again with race operations and logistics on the day. It's called Always Aim High Events. And we also have with us, of course, the sponsorship of the Orly Beach Resort, but not only that, Ram Supermarket, the Nevis Sun Tours, which is a destination management and tour operator that's based here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And we, of course, are going to have our other regulars like Carib Breweries and a few other sponsors, and of course, the assistance of the Nevis Island administration. We're bringing all these sponsors back together to really make this grow into something that is going to be significant in the future coming out of this year.
Well, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about, because when you talk about the plans, we're talking about year 20, and when I hear you speak about the plans for growth, I'm thinking you're looking 20 years down the line. So this might be the start of something that is even greater. Paint for us that picture of what it is that you're planning.
Okay, well, to paint that picture, let's look back at the past. In 2008, I think is when we can say that we really had the biggest one, where we had somewhere in the region of 130 participants, and those were from 28 different countries, if my memory serves me right. That was the year when I think we were the largest. It's the largest triathlon we've ever had. And then we had a couple of years in 2011 and 2012 when we had a collaboration with a company out of Europe called TriStar, where we made some significant steps. So we've had some good years in the past, and we're trying to build back not only to those levels, but much bigger than that. And in part, why we are so confident that we can do that, it's not only because of the assistance that we know that we can get here, the assistance that we can also get from companies like Nevis Sun Tours and the hotels around here, because again, it is a sport tourism event. So we're basically looking at how we can bring all this type of assistance we need together and go forward. We have, and we are known, so there's some goodwill internationally for the triathlon here. So we're working on that. Triathlon is on the rise again. Not only that, we have Jane Handsome. Jane Handsome has participated in this race a number of times. And the significance of Jane Handsome is that, yeah, she's from the UK, but she now lives here on Nevis. And in addition to that, Jane has won the Triathlon World Championships, age group World Championship in Hawaii. That was in 2017 she did. She is a past world champion. She currently works with the triathlon. It's a triathlon company now that's really making some waves in the triathlon world, putting on events for professional triathletes. So, you know, we are in a position where we have association with a number of people who could help us progress. And so we feel that we're in a great position to build and move forward.
Well, it does seem that way listening to you, and we'll continue to listen to you after this break because there's a whole lot more that we have to discuss. More with Greg in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We now continue with Greg Phillip, president of Nevis Multisport. Greg, we're talking about the triathlon, and I want to know this year, what's participation looking like? What do you anticipate it to be for this year's event?
Well, for this year's event, I mean, I'm anticipating that we'll probably have maybe 40 participants, and there's good participation that we feel is going to come from some of our neighboring islands. We are expecting 69 people, as a matter of fact, from the island of Saba. A number of them are going to race. The others are basically coming for the weekend to be here on Nevis. We did have a travel agency in Canada, as a matter of fact, just outside of Toronto, who's was really working on getting a group together to come, and the target was 75 triathletes to actually come. We don't anticipate that's going to happen this year, and it's really going to come down to an issue of impact flights. Air Canada doesn't begin flying until the week after the triathlon, so great timing on their part. Triathlon is timed perfectly. They're just flying a bit later than we expected. So that's gonna hamper the efforts, the international efforts, in terms of what we were expecting from Canada. But what the intention is to really make sure that this year's event is one that we collect some great photo and video assets from to really use for promotion next year, so that next year we would in fact have a lot more people participating than now. We're really counting this year on local participation. There's a swim club here on Nevis, so we're going to have the youths from that swim club participating. The local universities, Ross universities, and the medical schools here in St. Kitts and Nevis usually come out, and we have great participation from them. So for this year, in terms of the numbers, those we know coming in, we are expecting some people from the UK, and of course some from the US, but we don't expect the numbers are going to be big, because again, this is our rebuilding year. This is the start of rebuilding, and next year is when we expect to begin to see more significant numbers.
Just a follow-up question quickly, Craig. I think I read somewhere on your site perhaps that everyone who participates will receive a medal. Is that accurate?
Yes. Everyone who participates and finishes. It's a finish.
You have to finish.
That's the qualifier.
Yes. And it doesn't matter if it's the kids you competed against, you'll still get a medal.
It's just better get
and quickly, let me tell you about the trophies and the medal. We don't use anymore, the plastic stuff that are imported. There's a stone artist here on Nevis called Marvin Chapman. So over the years, he's been making our stone trophies. They're one of a kind sculpture made from Nevis stone. And this year, we're having him also make the medals. The island of Nevis has a great shape. It's already a medal. So the medals are going to be made from Nevis stone and shaped like the island of Nevis.
That's so sweet.
I love that.
During the break, I asked you, how did the Nevis Triathlon get international notoriety? So can you tell our viewers?
Yes, well, it really happened and took off. I think it was around 2008 when Triathlete magazine, this is the biggest triathlon magazine in the world. It's based in the US, when they covered the race. And we had something like a 10-page spread in that magazine. And that really helped us. And then after that, with the association with TriStar, the first year when we were TriStar, 2011, there was an influx of professional triathletes who came down and participated in the race. So we had that year, Chris McCormick, who was in fact the world champion triathlete at the time. He participated here, and that was amazing. He rode around Nevis in something like 43 minutes or something like that, and just blew everybody's mind. But then even before that, there was something brewing here in St. Kitts and Nevis already with triathlon, and many people do not recognize this, but St. Kitts itself, the St. Kitts Triathlon, was really what introduced us to triathlon, and that triathlon to this day is still a legendary triathlon, because professionals all around the world, when we travel and we get in touch with people who participated, they still talk about that triathlon. Some people come thinking that our race is that same race. And the reason why that was so legendary is because it was the first Continental Cup triathlon race that the International Triathlon Union had. ESPN used to cover this race. They swam in Frigate Bay. They rode over the peninsula, 2 majors bay from Frigate Bay twice. And it was absolutely the toughest course in triathlon at the time, in Olympic distance triathlon at the time. So all those things put together really helped to solidify St. Kitts and Nevis as a destination for triathlon. And that is why we can say that we're confident that we're going to rebuild something, because the history is already there.
Good.
Oh, Greg, I really want to know now, what would you say is the most challenging part of the triathlon?
The most challenging part of the triathlon on Nevis, our triathlon, is definitely the cycling part, because you're riding around Nevis and you're going up what has been termed over the years the Anaconda Hill. That is that hill that, yes, it's that hill that essentially starts in Charlestown. After you exit Charlestown and go all the way to Gingerland. So if you know Nevis, you know that that's a good climb. It's about 3 miles in total, but it is a lovely climb if you love cycling. If not so much, it's really going to be grueling. But again, I know you guys are thinking about beating the kids, but if you're competing against the kids, that's not the course that you'll take. You'll simply ride from Orly to the airport and back. Just a nice shot and flattish 5 kilometers.
Why do you not have confidence that we can climb or compete with the adults and do well?
I know you wouldn't want to climb the Anaconda.
Alrighty. So can you let the viewers know what is the registration process for this event?
Well, the registration process, if you go to the website for Nevis Sun Tours, you'll be able to find the link there to register. It'll take you to the portal for JAD. That's of course the company in St. Kitts. You can do your registration there, but Not only that, if you don't want to do it online, we will accept registrations up to the morning of the race. So you can just show up and we'll manually do your registration on the morning of the race. And with your registration, you get a race packet that would include, number one, a T-shirt. That's just for registering, so you don't have to finish to get the T-shirt. You get your race number, etc. And you'll also, through your registration, also get a ticket for something else that's going to be happening on the day. We're not just having a triathlon. It's a triathlon that's going to also include a beach barbecue party that's being put on by the Orly Beach Resort. So once you register, you also get a ticket for your complimentary lunch after the triathlon. There'll be musical entertainment. And the lunch and everything is not just for the participants. Of course, if you're there as a spectator and somebody who's enjoying the entertainment, which would also include some folklore, like masquerades, etc. It's a great time to come out on Saturday, and the entertainment and food, the barbecue, etc., goes all the way down to about 2:30. So you can show up from around the time the race begins at 7 o'clock and spend all day if you want. If you just want to come a little later, from the time the race finishes, which is about 10, 11 o'clock, and just spend the rest of the day there. It's a great time to really come out and enjoy yourself at Orly and have a chance to have some great barbecue.
Indeed.
That sounds absolutely great. Listen, you have done a really good job selling Nevis, selling that triathlon for people who just want to try.
Yes. Come out and try it out. We'll just say you're the champion.
Okay, wonderful. And I'll get my trophy to symbolize that. Greg Fulop, president of Nevis Multisport, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Good Morning SKN. Our pleasure.
Thank you. Glad to be on with you. Have a good day.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Oh, come here!
morning. This is Kayana Paris and Zippo from Paris Lamont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time for us to play Wordle. And as usual, Cortensia and I will be working together to guess today's secret word. So we're going to give you the rules right now. The rules are, well, obviously we're going to have 6 tries to guess the day's secret word. And each guess must be a valid 5-letter word. And after each guess, the color of the tiles will change to show how close our guesses are to what the actual word is. If the letter turns green, then we get the green light, means that we got it correctly. It's in the right, it's in the right spot. If the letter turns yellow, well, it's kind of in the word, but not in the right spot. And if the letter turns gray, I was waiting for the red light, but it's not red, it's going to be gray. If the letter turns gray, then it's not in the word at all. So, are you ready to have some fun with us? Play along? Leave your guesses in the comments, and I kind of wish that I was in the comments with you so that I would find out what your guesses are and use them, but I can't cheat like that because I already made it public. All right, but you can put your guesses in the comments anyway, all right?
But you said you can't cheat like that. Would that be considered cheating, or would that be considered helping?
It takes a cheater to reason like that. That's all I'm going to say.
I do not have to take this.
You guys have the video evidence.
I'm going home.
You guys have the video evidence, right? So you know what it is. All right, so we are getting ready to play Wordle. Let's see what we've got. 5-letter word. There are no categories, so it's just a random 5-letter word.
Watch. Like I'm watching Jamie. I got my eyes on you. Wow. What has an A and has an C-A? No H.
I am thinking about it, but it's kind of difficult to think about after you've only gotten those 2 letters, right? So let's see.
And the fact that the A is in its correct spot.
Yes.
It's kind of trying. Let's see.
Wow. Yeah.
Is comms a word? No. Comms is no word. That's right. That's not a word, right? C-A.
All right, let's try this. What about camps? Or, yeah, camps.
Okay.
All right, so that's better. The C is now in the correct place. We got no more letters, but we know it's not in it.
So W. C-A.
Definitely not cattle. There is no T.
There is no T.
And
no.
a cattle is not spelled with 5 letters either. So.
No, cattle's what, 6? Oh.
Well, characters has.
Yeah.
Just correcting it. I'm being very specific here. Yeah,
oh my
you guys think I can't spell.
English is real funny. Yeah.
There we go.
English is really funny. You think it's catty?
You could try that.
Can we try caddy? As in caddy for golf, yeah.
So you got a Y.
I got a Y. C-A.
Can I do the Elizabeth Montgomery thing right now and wiggle my nose? Then bewitched and get the other letters to appear? Does that work?
Not gonna work here.
Right?
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what to tell you because I've already given you the letters that I thought were in it. And so now I'm looking at what's left and it really doesn't look, yeah, that. All right, let's try carry. We're gonna try that.
Yeah, we didn't use R. Look at that. Yay, we smart, we smart. Teamwork, teamwork, and dreamwork.
I guess it does. I guess it does.
We got it.
So we're playing Wordle again. Yeah.
I won that. What? How do you think GMSK Nation is doing out there? Guys and gals, how are we doing?
Well, they're not going to tell us. Are you? I asked you to, but I've never gotten a comment, so I don't think so. But we'll see.
You guess.
We'll keep it positive.
I took the last one.
All right. If I'm going to guess this, it's a 5-letter word. Let's just go with guess. I've got 1 letter in the wrong place.
Let's go with early.
What is it with the Y at the end of these things?
I know, this is a Y day.
Yeah, it is.
But E is still in the wrong spot.
Wow.
So do you think the E should be next to the Y?
No idea.
Let's see.
I know it's not gnarly. That's not the word. It's not gnarly. Yeah.
It's a word in
Surfboard type vibes. There are not even any categories, so you're literally just shooting in the dark here.
Barley? No,
But
no
then
L,
you'll be
no
missing.
L. Yeah, no L.
There's no.
Oh my gosh. EY. What could be? Why am I thinking it's EY? It may not be EY. It's not barely.
Wow. Yeah, this is like.
It's not hardly.
There's no A. There's no U. There's an E.
P.
What if there's an O in it?
No. I was just gonna use the pirate words parlay, but no, it's gonna overdo. No, Barky can't be in there because there's no R.
Let's go Fenty, even though I know it's not there. No, leave it alone. That's not an actual word. That's.
Yeah, we should try it.
You want to try Fenty? Seriously?
You never know. We might get a word. Let's try Fenty.
Right,
Let's try
do
Fenty.
Get a letter. Word, I told you it's not there.
Ooh, Rihanna girl, you need to get your word on the board.
Brand, all right.
D.
All right, let's try bendy.
Bendy. Okay, at least we got the E in the correct spot now.
All right. This is like, so there's no N. We're running out of letters here. Which I guess could be a good thing.
Wow. E. There's no N. I was thinking penny. W-E.
Is pecky a word? No, peckish. I don't know if pecky's a word, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, clearly it is, but I didn't get any help.
No woodpecker over here. Okay.
Woody.
Wow. T. No, it can't be tacky. Ooh. It can't be furry because there's no R, right? For W-E.
I'm not gonna know what this is at all. I really am not.
Can I say query? Oh no, there's no U.
Excuse me.
There's no A.
I think I am allergic to
Wordle?
Yeah, that might work. To losing at Wordle. That's what I'm allergic to.
H-O. Oppie? No. That's not a word. V. V-E. V-E. V-E what? V-E what?
Wow.
It's not verified because it's too long. W.
Am I going to be creating a new word here if I try this?
M. F.
No, I have no clue what this is.
Is it 40?
Is it what?
Let's try it. Let's try 40.
Let's try what?
Oh Jesus. Sorry. I just forgot the E's up there, man. E.
Let's try. I don't know. I know about Fozzie Bear. I don't know about Fezzy. I don't know. Think Fezzy's a word.
W-E.
Is Fezzy a word?
Wally?
Wally? Can't be Wally.
Yeah. H-E. 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 Oh, God.
No, I'm lost.
M
Seriously.
still there. M-E. I. Oh my God, that's hard. F-E. Oh my gosh. I don't like the fact that we can't get a letter, you know. J-E. That's not a word. P-E. That's not a word because P is up there already. V-E.
We have no T. Is it team? I don't know. Teamy? No.
W-E-R.
No idea. This is so bad.
Oh.
Try it. Hefty.
Try hefty. This is hard.
That might just be it. Well, we got another letter. So it's not hefty.
It's not H. It's not F. J.
There's no. Okay, so now we know what's not in it.
W-E.
V is not going to be in it either. Elimination. J is not going to be in it. Q is not going to be in it. That leaves W.
Oh my gosh, this is hard. I-E-P-X-Z-W.
And M.
Q. Q-E.
Wow.
Quite,
oh, I'm sorry.
Quitey?
Okay, PT. Is it PT, Piety? Is that right? Maybe I'm misspelling it. I think I'm misspelling it. Oh, there's no P in it. Sorry. Take it back.
V-E.
Okay, I had no clue, Hortensia.
Me neither.
Are you ready to pass, or you just want to guess the last one?
V-E. What's that word? It's making me...
Do we have any comments? Is anybody helping us out here?
Oh,
J-E.
J-E. It's not a word.
No, you know what? I'm ready to pass.
Okay, yeah.
As close as we are, I am ready to pass.
And if this word is easy, I'm going to beat myself.
No, that's not a word.
Witty,
nice
witty. Let's try witty.
You cannot try
W-I-T-T-Y-Y.
Hortensia.
Oh, shucks. I keep forgetting that E is there. Man. Okay.
I already gave my write-up to guessing.
Q-E-I-T-Y. That's not a word. Juicy. No. I'm trying everything here. I'm just forgetting that E.
Can you zoom the camera that way, please? I need to laugh off camera. Can I do that?
No moving the camera. Hey, I'm trying here. I'm trying. It's
Thank you very much.
No. GMSK Nation needs to see Jamie laughing. Exactly. He doesn't get away. Listen. Oh my gosh. What is this word? Can we know what's happening in the comments? Did they send us something so that we can put it up there? And then we can give the person that sent it credits? All right. We have to give up.
They're not helping you, Hortensia.
We have to give up.
They're watching the train wreck. You're just watching the train wreck. That's all it is. They're just watching the train wreck. Jetty.
Wow. I know it had something to do with J&O. I should have said it.
That was a good one.
I should have said it. Shucks me.
Well, you should have, but you didn't. And we lost. Hey, it is what it is.
Okay, we have uno más.
Oh, so there's actually one more?
Yes.
Wow.
You
guys enjoy torturing us, don't you? We didn't get the other one.
We'll do better this time, we promise. We will do better.
We are about.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't call me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help, help, let me go,
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happened. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Has anyone ever touched you here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. I want to thank my friend in the control room who spared us another round of torture. It's important to have friends in high places, apparently, and so our friend was looking out for us by cutting to commercial. Really appreciate that so much. No more torture for Wordle. It's time right now to let you know what's happening.
What's happening indeed. So the Youth Impact 12 nominations, the Youth Impact 12 awards continue. The Nevis Department of Youth is asking the public to nominate persons they find eligible for the December Volunteerism Award. The deadline for submission is the 25th of November. Visit the Nevis Department of Youth office to collect a form to nominate an outstanding youth you know. Persons can also call 469-5521 or email the DEPT.youth@niagov.com for more information. Once again, it's DEPT.youth@niagov.com for more information.
Alrighty.
So shall I nominate Anthony?
This is in Nevis, right? Just checking.
No, listen, we can take him across.
Nevis Department of Youth. We're in St. Kitts right now, so no, you cannot nominate my friend in high places. All right, moving on here. Seniors Game Day. Awesome. There's going to be a Seniors Game Day. So the Department of Community Development and Social Affairs is hosting a Seniors Game Day today, Thursday, October 27th, at the St. Paul's Community Center from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So those of you in that vicinity, head there. Guess what? There'll be games, including cards, bingo, snakes and ladders, Ludo, chess, entertainment. There'll even be entertainment. There'll be a ball toss and so much more.
Seniors are getting the game on.
For more information, call 662-7710 or 467-2675. I have to say, Snakes and Ladders is one of my favorite games.
I know.
It'd be interesting to see if they added Monopoly to the lists of games, who would be. I think you get a good glimpse into the personalities of these people, as to who they were, how they treat with money, how they deal with people. We'll find out if we have any Trump fans in there.
Are you throwing any shade across this way?
I'm not throwing any shade at all. I'm just thinking, you put plain money into things and you'll find out who the misers are and who the people are who just want everything.
Okay.
Monopoly. Love it.
Got you. But Saturday, and let's not forget the events that are going on Saturday too, the triathlon and Sassy V Collectibles.
Right,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
We talked about two of those today.
Yes.
So we are glad that we were able to bring you that information. We're even happier that you were able to join us today for another edition of Good Morning SKN. I'm inviting you to tune in daily to find a little bit of everything for everyone. That's all of you. So this is why it's important, because you might like something, somebody that you know might like something else. So it's important that you get your friends and family members to watch. That's important to us, but it's important because of the type of information that we bring to you.
Yes.
So I want to also remind you that you can follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. And on Instagram, very easy. Good Morning SKN. It's the name of the show, right? So Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. And also check out our website at www.studio327inc.com. I might even play a game with you if you can get me a real picture of anybody whose avatar you see there. You'll probably just get a smile from me on air. All right. Because, there were a couple of pictures there, a few.
Yeah.
But we have avatars, which is why I'm always pushing for these people to come forward. And before we run out of time, since I added that part, Cortense, what else do you want to do?
We often ask that you leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And this is where we say see you tomorrow, yes, Friday at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys, and see you tomorrow.